You know that feeling, right? That sinking feeling when you're staring at a blank screen and you have to build a presentation from scratch? It's like, where do you even start? Well, today we're going to tackle exactly that. We've pulled together some amazing expert advice and boiled it down into a simple 4-part framework. And trust me, it's going to completely change how you build and deliver any talk.
I mean, come on, we've all been there. You're sitting in the audience, looking at a slide just crammed with text. You're trying to read it, you're trying to listen to the person talking, and you can literally feel your brain shutting down. It's that classic death by PowerPoint, and we are here today to make sure your presentations never fall into that trap.
So, what's the secret? How do you take what could be just a boring data dump and turn it into a story? Something that actually connects with people and sticks in their minds? Well, it's all about making a shift from confusion to clarity. And this framework we're about to walk through, it's your map for how to get there.
Okay, here's our game plan. We're going to break this down into 4 key parts. First, the blueprint, how you plan your story. Then, the canvas, designing for clarity. After that, the stage, delivering with real impact. And finally, the dialogue, nailing that Q&A. So let's jump right in with the foundation.
And listen, this first part is so important. A truly great presentation has nothing to do with fancy software or cool animations. It's all about the story. The real work happens before you even think about opening PowerPoint or Keynote. Okay, this right here is probably the biggest mindset shift you can make. Naturally, we all start from a place of, okay, what do I want to tell them? But the pros, they flip that completely. They ask, what does my audience actually need to hear? That one little change, it's a total game changer.
So, you need a North Star to guide you, right? And that's your thesis. Think of it this way. It's not just your topic. It's the one single idea you are trying to convince your audience of. Everything in your presentation, every slide, every word, should be focused like a laser on proving that one point.
Now, how do you kick things off? There's a really simple, powerful 3-step formula for your intro. First, you need a hook, something that grabs their attention right away. A quick story, a crazy stat, whatever. Second, you state your thesis, that one big idea we just talked about. And third, you give them a quick outline, a little roadmap of where you're going to take them. Hook, thesis, outline. Easy and super effective.
All right, so you've got your story planned out. Now let's talk about the visuals, the canvas. And here's the key thing to remember. Your slides are the backup singers. You're the star of the show. Their job is just to support you, not steal the spotlight.
And this, this is the #1 mistake we all see, the giant wall of text. Why is this so bad? Because it creates a conflict in your audience's brain. They can't read your slide and listen to you at the same time. It's impossible. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, they'll just start reading and tune you out completely.
So what's the fix? It's actually really simple. Just one main idea per slide. Use short phrases, not long sentences. Stick to maybe 3 or 4 bullet points max. And for the love of all that is good, use a big font. At least a 24-point font so people in the back can actually see it. It's all about simplicity.
I love this quote. It's the perfect mantra to have in your head when you're designing slides. Anytime you feel tempted to just add one more bullet point or one more little image, just repeat after me, less is more and big is beautiful.
Okay, but what if you have to show data? This can be tricky. Here's some great advice. First, if you can, show the raw data points instead of just a summary bar chart. It gives a much richer picture. Second, use color with a purpose to highlight what's important, not just to make it pretty. And this last one is huge. Always show the uncertainty. You know, the error bars, it's just more honest and scientifically sound.
Okay, so our blueprint is solid. Our canvas looks clean and clear. Now it's time for the third phase, the stage. This is the moment of truth. This is where you come in and bring the whole thing to life. And please, never ever forget this. Literally anyone could just email out a slide deck. The whole reason you're standing up there in front of people is to bring your voice, your passion, your human perspective to the material. You are the main event. So whatever you do, don't turn your back on your audience to read from your slides. This is going to blow your mind. Some research suggests that a staggering 95% of how we communicate comes from our body language and our tone of voice. Only 5% is the actual words we say. Think about that. How you stand, the eye contact you make, the energy you bring, that's what's really landing with your audience.
Okay, here is a fantastic pro tip, and it's backed by science. Basically, our brains can only pay close attention for about 8 minutes at a time before they start to wander. So, you need to hit a reset button. Every 8 minutes or so, do something to change the rhythm. Tell a quick story, ask a question, do a quick poll, anything to give their brains a little break and pull them back in.
All right, on to our final phase, and for a lot of people, this is the scariest part, the dialogue, the Q&A. But here's the thing, you have to stop thinking of it as an afterthought or an interrogation. It's actually your best opportunity to make sure your message really landed.
So let's talk about that classic nightmare scenario. Someone asks a question that's like a minute long, it's all over the place, and by the end, you have absolutely no idea what they just asked. That little wave of panic starts to rise up, right? Don't worry, there's a super simple, professional way to deal with this.
Here's the 3-step playbook. Step 1. Just be honest. Say something like, "Sorry, I didn't quite catch that." Step 2. Try to rephrase what you did hear. So, are you asking if? This is great because it shows you were trying to listen. And step 3, if you're still lost, just ask them. "Could you please clarify that for me?" It doesn't make you look dumb. It makes you look confident.
Here's another little power move for you. What if you get a really tough question and your mind just goes blank? The worst thing you can do is rush. Instead, use a filler phrase. Say, "Wow, that's a really interesting question. Let me think about that for a second." It buys you precious time and makes you look thoughtful instead of panicked. It's such a simple but effective trick.
And what about when someone disagrees with you or even challenges you? Remember, your goal is not to get into a debate and win. You just need to handle it gracefully. Acknowledge their point. "I understand where you're coming from." Briefly restate your idea, but I believe this approach is valuable because, and then, this is key, offer to take it offline. Maybe we can chat more about this after. It keeps you in control and shows respect for everyone's time.
So when you boil it all down, through the planning, the designing, the delivering, and the Q&A, what's the one big takeaway? It's this. Your job is not to be a data delivery machine. Your job is to start a conversation, to guide your audience from point A to point B towards a new understanding.
So I want to leave you with one final question. As you're building your next presentation, just keep asking yourself this over and over. If the audience only remembers one thing from my talk, what do I want it to be? Figure out the answer to that question and then build your entire presentation around making sure that one idea lands. If you do that, you honestly can't go wrong.